I know this mama design is trending right now, but I want to give a shout out to everyone who is standing in that role in any capacity, because I do not know where I would be if it had not been for my grandmother. Let's get started. It's Romeo Wednesday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I definitely have to give a shout out to anyone who is standing in that role of mom, mama, mommy, nana, however you want to call it. So I have made the design two different ways because I'm actually a mom and a dog mom, but there are so many other ways you can make this design, and I definitely want to give you more than one option. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials and head right into Leonardo Design Studio. The materials I'm using for this project include my Siser Romeo. I'm using two different colors of flock vinyl. This is not the same stuff that's used for rhinestones. I'm also using white Siser glitter vinyl, two cotton hoodies, and believe it or not, I'm using my 9x9 Cricut Easy Press. You will need Leonardo Design Studio Pro for this project. I am in Leonardo Design Studio Pro. The first thing I'll do is grab a text box, and the text that I'm using is one that is called College. It was downloaded from creativefabrica.com. I'm using the basic version of College, the one that does not have an outline. I'm turning the auto weld off, and I do have it on bold. Now let's resize the design. I unlocked the proportions and changed the width to 8.5 inches and the height to 5.0 inches. And I made sure the design was centered in the middle of the screen. After that, I went down to the bottom menu and I selected the text warp option, and I selected the tube warp, and it will automatically change it for you. Now, please notice that when you add the tube warp, it does change the height. And because I wanted to just be careful about the proportions, I increased the width to 9.0. Okay, so the next thing I did was I went down back to the bottom menu and I selected Build Contours, Editable Contour, Include Holes, and I selected a contour color, just any color, and I increased the offset to right at 0.75. Now, with the design still selected, I went back to the bottom menu and I selected the third option, which is Stamp Keep, and that gave me the red outline. I'm almost finished with this part. Now I just need to add the established date. So I typed established with the period and then the year that my first child was born, which is 2002. And I just scrolled through and found a font that I liked. This will be a matter of personal preference. You don't have to use the same one, but the one that I ended up going with is one that's called Bodoni. Now I will just move that down and I'll change the color of it to red to match that outline. This will also be a matter of personal preference. Then I'll select the whole design. I'll click Arrange, and then I will make sure my design is centered. I'll select everything and group it and move it over so that I can start on the dog mom file, and I will repeat this process. Here I am selecting the College font again with Dog Mom, and I'm resizing the width to 8.5 by 5.0. I selected the tube warp option at the bottom. Remember, that does change the height. I did make a change by ungrouping the path so that I could separate the letters. They looked a little bit smushed to me. So I just kind of added a little bit of space in between each of the letters. And then I selected the whole file again, and I went to paths and I combined the paths again. Then I went to editable contour and I included the holes and I added an offset. Don't forget to select the whole design and stamp keep to make sure you have your offset. Now let's add an established date, and we actually got Milo in 2018, and I wanted to make sure that was centered, and I wanted to personalize this one just a little bit more by adding his name. And then I went into the design library and found a paw print. This is free for everyone, so I selected that and I just made sure it was aligned to his name. I selected his name and the paw print, and I right clicked and grouped it together so that it would cut together. Now it was time to get this all cut out. I made sure that my design was completely mirrored. Everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. Now, I have never cut flock on my Romeo or with my Romeo, so I am going to do a test cut before I mess up any of my vinyl. I'm just making sure the vinyl is in there straight, and I'm moving the blade over to the top of the vinyl, and I'll just check the settings. Right now the speed is on 10 and the force is on 30, and I just press the test cut option. Now let's get the purple flock cut out. Once I was finished getting all of the vinyl cut for that design, I went back into Leonardo Design Studio and sent the second design. I have all of the vinyl cut. Now it's time to get it weeded, and I'll start with the purple flock first. According to the Siser heat application instructions, the glitter vinyl should be pressed at 320 degrees unless you're using an easy press, and it requires 350 degrees. According to the information shared in Aviva, the flock should be pressed at 300 degrees. This is a Gildan heavy cotton hoodie, and I am going to place the Cricut heat resistant mat inside the hoodie just to help me make sure I have even pressure. I am going to do a quick pre-press with the Cricut Easy Press just to make sure there is no moisture in the hoodie. Now you can fold your vinyl in half to help you center it. I'm using that pocket that's right there at the bottom to help me get this centered. And I am just double checking to make sure I don't have any extra HTV behind there that I meant to weed away. I am placing a sheet of parchment paper, not butcher paper. This is parchment paper. I'm going to press this on the glitter vinyl for 20 seconds. I am adding pressure right here. Siser glitter vinyl is a hot or cold peel, so I'm just going to peel it right away. I'm not going to press the flock just yet. Since my easy press is set to 350 degrees, I'm just going to finish up with the glitter HTV first on the second hoodie, and then I'll drop the temperature and press the flock all at one time. So I'm preparing the second hoodie the same way I did with the first one. I'll make sure the easy press mat is inside, and then I'll do a quick pre-press just to remove any moisture, and then I'll press the glitter vinyl on top at 350 degrees for 20 seconds. Now let's decrease the temperature and get ready to press the flock. My easy press is ready. I have it set to 310 degrees for 10 seconds. I am going to separate the name. And for this part, you can put it on the sleeve, you can put it on the collar, you can put it wherever you want. I've decided that I want it to go on that front pocket right there at the bottom. So I'm going to line up this outline with the glitter vinyl and make sure that I have it secure in place and that it is lined up right. Now, there are thin parts of the flock that I was worried about with the M, but I did my best to just get it lined up. Once I had it lined up, I put parchment paper on top, and I am giving this pressure. I'm pushing down very, very hard with the easy press, and I just picked it up and moved it over to the right a little bit, pressed it again. The flock can be pressed multiple times. I'm going to press it one more time just to be on the safe side over there on the left. And each time I was giving it a lot of pressure. Now, according to their settings, this flock is a cold peel, so I'm not going to peel that part yet. I'm just going to move the easy press mat down just to make sure I have some firm pressure right here. And I'll do a quick pre-press to get it ready to press his name. Now, while we're waiting for the first hoodie to cool down, we will press the second one. So with this one, the glitter vinyl is on the outside and the flock is actually on the inside. So once again, I am just making sure that it is aligned to the outer layer, and I am going to get ready to press this. Once everything was in place, I covered it with parchment paper. And once again, I'm giving this firm pressure for 10 seconds. I am going to have to move this over to the right to make sure that I have pressed the full design. While we're waiting for the other one to cool off, now we can start to peel and reveal this one. You already know I'm going to say I love it. You already know I'm going to say I love it. This turned out 10 times better than I thought it would. I love it. Now let's take a closer look at it. The flock is like velvet. You really can't see it as nice as it is on camera as I am looking at it right here in person. It's just so cute. So some people think it's like puff, but it's not like puff in my opinion at all. It just adds something extra to any design. I just love it. Let's peel and reveal the second one. You already know I love this one because of how much I love red. It just looks so good already. Now, this is a cold peel, and cold peels scare me sometimes because it just seems like the vinyl is peeling up. Let's take a closer look at it. Look at how cute this is. You already know I'm going to say I love it. I love it. I love the way both of these turned out. I don't even think I have a favorite. I mean, if I do, it's because this one has red and the other one doesn't, but I love the way they turned out. And you know, as with most things crafty, the possibilities are endless. I love this one too, especially since I personalize it at the bottom right there. I just think it's so super cute. Now, if you have found this tutorial helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.